Hi, I'm Tom Mayhew. I wrote the book God's Will for the Rest of Us. And one of the sections in the book, actually the last section, is called The Promise. And what is the promise? You know, God has promised us a reward if we live a victorious life. You know, we live in an age where we don't see God. And, interestingly enough, the more I think about that and the more I read about it in the Bible, this is something the angels are fascinated with. This is actually something that even the Old Testament saints won't fully grasp, that we don't see God at all here except for the effects that He brings in our lives or in the world around us. And a lot of people just miss that. They just go, there is no God. Or they just go, you know, God's not interested in me because He hasn't spoken to me. Well, God has spoken to us. He's spoken to us through His Word. He's spoken to us through creation. He speaks to us in our hearts. He speaks to us through other people. God brings people into our lives sometimes that they are the voice that He wants us to hear from Him. And so you just go, okay, you know, what's so special about that? Well, what's special about it is that God says, you know, if you have faith, He's going to reward it. He's going to give you eternal rewards for following Him if you stay the course and are victorious. And one day we're going to have this great welcome home ceremony in heaven where God will basically give us a reward for having lived a life that's victorious to Him. Does that mean that we're perfect? No. Does it mean that we never fail? No. What it means is that we stay the course. If you think of King David in the Old Testament, you know, he committed some pretty serious world-class sins, but he repented. He got back on track with the Lord, and the Lord promised him that He would rule with him in His kingdom. And those same promises apply to us. So I encourage you to be thinking about this in your Christian walk, and you know, what's the ultimate purpose? What's the ultimate promise that God has for us? Because this life, if you're my age, you know this life goes by really, really quickly. And one day you're looking more at the past than you are at the future. You just go, where'd the time go? Well, you know, the Bible says our lives are just like a vapor. They're like a blade of grass that dries up in the sun and goes away. It's here today, it's gone tomorrow. But we have the rest of eternity to enjoy the rewards of the promise that God has given us.